Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see how we will be creating a SharePoint site. Just remember one thing, because SharePoint is a tool which is present under Microsoft 365 and every organization is having Microsoft 365 tenant, and each tenant is having admin, and it depends on the admin if they have given you the permission to create a site or not. Okay. So let's begin with this topic. I will just open my SharePoint environment. I will just close all this to give you a good view on the same. Okay. So basically, what happens if suppose you are new to the SharePoint and you don't know how to access it, then what you need to do, you need to click on this nine dots and then you need to click on SharePoint after logging to the Microsoft 365 account. Once you are logged in, what you need to do here is like, see these two options, it's completely depends on the tenant admin whether they have given you the permission to create the site and news post or not. Basically what happens in any organization, uh, by default they give you these options, and if this option is not there and you want to create a site for your particular team or for communicates for other thing, then in that case, if you're not seeing any option here, then you need to raise it with your IT team, SharePoint team. Okay. So now what I will do, I will just click on this create site. Now if you will see, we are getting two templates here. One is team site and the another one is communication site. Okay. What is the difference between these two sites? Team sites, it is perfect. It is perfect to collaborate within your team. When you are collaborating within your team department, then in that case you should go with the team site. Okay. They also have the features like libraries list, which I talked in the previous video, and things are similar. See, every SharePoint site is having the same thing. It depends on the template. Some templates will have some specific feature enabled by default. Some templates will not have the specific feature enabled by default, and so it's completely the arrangement of the features, layouts, etc. Okay, so I will not create any site because I already have the two sites created, one for team and one is communication site. These two sites are already created. Okay, I will just explain you the form, what information it asks when we create a team site and what information it asks when we create a communication site. Okay, now let's click on the team site, and I forgot to mention in the team site. I told you what happens in the communication site when we should create the communication site. Communication sites are ideal for sharing news, announcement, and information with a broader audience. Okay. See, when I say communication site with a broader audience, it doesn't mean it is available to all the employees of the organization. Permission needs to be given to whom you want to share this particular site. Okay. So let me just create a team site. I will just create team site for HR. Okay. Now, if you'll see, when I'm creating the team site, uh, we have something called privacy settings. This setting you will not found in the communication site because communication site can never be a private site. It is always a public site by default. And when I say public site, it doesn't mean that that particular site by default will be available to all the employees of the tenant. To make it available, you need to give the permission to that particular site. Okay, so I'm just clicking on next now, and there was a language selection also, what language you want to select when creating the SharePoint site. Now it is asking me to add members. What I will do, I have one employee called user one, and I will be selecting it. Like that way, whomever you want to make the member of this team site, you can add it there and you can make it the member. And if you want to suppose make someone owner, that means you will be giving the full control to the SharePoint site. In that case, you can just add the user from here, and then you can change this to owner. What is the difference to we will be seeing in the permission when we will be talking about the permission? But right now, I will just give a small hint. Site owners means they will have the full control. That means they can change the layout of the page. They can enable the specific feature of the site. They can disable the specific feature of the site. Whereas member, they can only edit the content, they can edit the page, they can edit the list, they can add the list, they can add the navigation, they can edit the navigation. These kind of features members will be having it. We'll see all these features and practically we will do so that everything will be clear. Now, see, my team site got created, and in this team site, the first time when it gets created, we see this kind of pop up which asks you whether you want to apply some template to this site. When we say apply some template to this site, what does it mean? It's like if you will see in the back, we have left side navigation, then we have news, then under that we have activity. These are the web parts. This is called web parts. Okay. Or you can just click on browse templates and you will be seeing lots of other templates. See, this is basically matters how the things are arranged in a page. Okay, if you will see here, like this news, we have something else here, we have something else here. So you can select any appropriate template, and that will get applied to the SharePoint site, team site. And if you will close this and you select for later, and later on if you want to apply a template, you can do it. Just click on this gear symbol. This is called gear symbol. This is settings, and then you can click on apply a site template, and then you can select it, and that particular template will get applied here. Sorry. Now we will create another SharePoint site which will be a communication site. I will just click on create site. I will select communication site, and then I will give the site name. So this time I will give the site name as consider announcement site, where every all the announcements I will be doing it. Okay, and I can give this site access to everyone in the organization. Okay, see, I was talking about the this language. These are the language which are available. When you will click on it, the site will get the particular language set. Okay, now I will just click on play. If you see, we don't get privacy settings here. As I mentioned, this communication site is a public site. Again, I am saying communication site. When I say whenever I say public site, it doesn't mean it is available to all the employees in the organization. It means it is a public site, and it can be uh, permissions can be given to anyone, as well as we can make it as external sharing also. Okay, so these things will come when we will be talking separately about these topics. Now, see, communication site is also get created. We are waiting the same pop-up. If we want to apply some templates that we can apply. So I'm just doing maybe later. Now, what is the other difference in the team site is in the communication site, if you will see, we don't have left navigation. In the team site, we have the left navigation, but in the communication site, we don't have it. Where we have in communication site, in the top bar, we are having the top navigation. Okay, and web parts are similar. Only news web parts is there, event is there. In this also news activity are there. Now, if we'll go to site contents, things will be same. As I mentioned earlier in the architecture of the SharePoint, like things are similar in all the sites. Every sites will have list and library, whether it's a team site or it's a communication site. I'm just clicking on the site contents of the communication site, and if you will say this is the default libraries and list created here. Uh, you can see the type. These three are library type, and this is the list type, and this is the library. We will come to the we will let you know what is the difference between library and list in the later videos when we will be talking about the list and libraries. Okay, let me go to the site contents of this team site also. So if you will see in the team site, the same set of documents are there. Only list is not there by default, but it can be created by clicking on new list. So this is the way we can create the list and library. You need to click on new, then click on list, and then you will be creating the list. And list is nothing but it's a table which stores the data. Same goes for library also. It's a table which stores the data. Okay, and page is what like every SharePoint site has some page. So basically, what does it mean? If I click on this home, this is one of the page. Okay, like this way I can have multiple pages, and I can link one page to another page, and even I can give the option to navigate to the another pages in the left side. It's completely depends upon us how we want to customize a particular page, how we want to navigate to that particular page within the sites. Okay, this is completely uh, on our hands, in our hands. Okay, now there is another thing I wanted to mention, subsites. Now, how are we going to create the subsites? So it can be created by owner itself. See, for subsites, you no need to go to the tenant admin and ask them to create the subsite. If you will have the option, you will be easily create the subsites if you are the owner of the site or you are the administrator of the site. Okay. So how the sites gets created? Right now I don't have option here, but for the subsite also you will get the option here only, subsite. And even once you will click on subsite, you will get one form where you need to fill the form, and like the same way how we did for team site and communication site, and then you will be able to create the subsite. And for subsite also you will get the same kind of option. Yeah, that's all in this video.